this particular hour with our business tip of the day. It's a cold Friday morning. It's already raining heavily, and let's tip you on how you can run your business. Focus on leads, not sales. The tip says content marketing paired with optimized website forms and intelligent email automation follow-up is critical to business success. This approach builds trust by giving away free value for asking for someone's hard-earned money. So this is what the tip is saying. Focus on the leads, not sales. Content marketing paired with optimized website forms and intelligent email automation follow-up is critical to business success. This approach builds trust by giving a free value before asking for someone's time and money. You as a business person, you as an individual, you definitely have to look at how best you can focus on the leads, not the sales. Of course, we want to see money. We always want to get money. All of us want money. I believe the reason as to why you kickstart off your business, the reason as to why you invest into something, invest in the time, you invest in your money, you invest in, financial, you invest in people who are coming in to give you advice and all that. All that kind of investment is to ensure that you get the money. Now, at the end of the day, you have to focus on the leads. Because after investing the money, then what is going to bring the money? That is where your focus is supposed to be. Because if you fail to focus on who is bringing in the money, then it's going to be very difficult for people to actually support you. Because now at least people want to know, I'm bringing you the money. Yes, I'm bringing the money, but then how are you going to react after someone has given you that money? So that is what this quote is saying. This tip is saying rather that focus on the money that you get, focus on the leads, not the money that you're going to get. Now, besides that, let's have a look at our business quote of this morning. And this particular one, the business quote is coming in from Bill Gates. Bill Gates is a co-founder of Microsoft. He says, it's fine to celebrate success, but it's more important to heed the lessons of failure. Bill Gates says, it's fine to celebrate success, but it's more important to heed the lessons of failure. It is fine to celebrate success, but it's more important to heed the lessons of failure. It is fine to celebrate success, but it's more important to heed the lessons of failure. That is Bill Gates, co-founder of Microsoft. At the end of the day, Bill Gates says it is fine to celebrate success, but it's more important to heed the lessons of failure. Now, with lessons of failure we're looking at here, sometimes we want to celebrate our success. We're seeing ourselves going somewhere. We feel that we are going to be what we want to. We know we're going to be exactly important in this life. But at the end of the day, you get to also realize it's a world that is actually changing. It's a changing world. It's an ever-rotating world. And that is why you always have to also focus on the failure that you get. Okay, it's not wise to call it failure, but on the things that you fail to achieve at the end of the day, or the things that are still making it difficult for you to achieve that goal. You have to focus on them so much as well as an individual. Okay. Now, besides that, if you are to focus more on what is making headlines from the world of business, let's now remind you of investing in bonds and securities. Zabu, a platform by Altec East Africa, tells you, well, your money is your future. So no hassle. In the next 9 minutes, the markets are going to be open on the Zabo platform. That'll start 292 hash once the markets are open, and quickly kickstart off your investment journey. And of course, for the MTN subscribers, you will be reminded that the best way to do so is that after investment, you have to keep up to speed with your NIN. In the next 24 hours, you will be able to invest in bonds and securities. It's that simple. Does it look simple? Yes, it does. Zabo says, my money, my future. Altix East Africa says, do something new. Well, pretty much the fact is that if you want to do something new, the best way to do it is to invest in bonds and securities and on the market space of Zabo. And Zabo says, it's a no hassle, man. It's a no hassle situation. Your money is your future, trust me. And that is how you will be able to get more updates coming in from there. Now, as we head into more of the business and giving you more updates of business information and keeping you up to speed with that, we take you now to a live coverage of an event that is coming to you live at this particular situation. Now, to give you a preamble of what is going to happen and what is coming in this morning is that there is a Kampala City Council Authority Business Symposium. As of course, there are people who are attending physically and those who are attending online, and you're going to get every little detail of it on Smart 24 TV. And of course, these discussions will be hosted by Kampala City Council Authority, and of course, in collaboration still with the Stanbic Incubator, Stanbic Bank Uganda Limited, and of course KCCA Uganda Limited. All those updates, as you can see, coming in live now at this particular moment. Let's switch our eyes there, and of course a little interruption of your broadcast today morning will be entirely based on those discussions at the Business Symposium, Kampala City Council Authority.
About building resilience capacities, and just trying to look at how we have gone through the last few years, which have been very unprecedented for many of us. I doubt that there's anyone here who is above 100 years to have known what some of the epidemics like the 1918 one was like, unless Uncle Stephen, you're saying you're over 100 years. But this was a very unprecedented moment for many of us. And for many people in the business area, it was actually more shocking. I see my brother here from Kasita. I remember one of our first webinars at Prudential was really speaking about what businesses can do, or what business people can do to deal with this issue. So today, I really want to just speak about the experiences, but also use a little bit of my experience in this area to share with you what exactly we have seen, and also the changes we have seen in the business area. Now, I must say one thing is for certain. COVID has made things change. I know we're now talking about going back to business as normal, but for many people, especially in the business community, it is not business as normal. And this is something that has been evidently proven in the businesses that we've been working with, that things won't be the same again. So what does that mean? We have to keep adapting. We have to keep changing. But we also have to see things in a different light. Now, when I was asked to speak about this, my first thinking was, what can I talk about? And I'll probably start with a very interesting story. You see that building there? That's your building, the KCCA building. One of the most interesting stories about that building was that in June 2020, when 4 staff were found to have COVID, all of you people fled the building. You all fled. KCCA staff fled the building because the first COVID cases had been found or discovered in this building. For myself, or my colleagues and myself, we thought we were invincible. This is now when they had allowed us to drive around, so we could drive around and, fraternize and all of these things, until I also finally got COVID in November 2020. And mine was quite interesting because I never really understood what COVID was. And around that time, I remember all of us were experts. Yeah, we were all medical doctors, we were all herbalists, we were everything. Try and steam for 20 minutes and just cover yourself in the bucket, or bring a sigiri in the house. And some people died while trying to experiment all of these things. But what was also very interesting about that time for me was there was no cure. And because there was no cure, my first 10 days, I was worried while trying to organize my affairs. I actually, for many people, like many people, I wanted to disclose children who I don't have. Thank God I don't have others. But I mean, it was time to organize your affairs because we were uncertain of what would happen. Everyone knew we would die. So that was a shock on my and tomorrow, it can be no more. So how resilient and prepared are you for that show? So I'll start us off with a simple video, just to share with you two brands. Very interesting brands. If you recall, Motorola and Nokia. For many of you old people here, I remember Simon Kasiate had a phone which we used to share, and Simon, this is a fact. It depended on who we're going to impress. But these two brands were great brands. And as we all know, for any business, you can think your business will keep going on and on and on, but sometimes it gets into a shock and disappears. So I'm just going to share with you the two videos.